First up is Jeremy Fojut of Like Minded. Along with his co-founders, Benjamin Juarez and Angela Damiani, Jeremy started Like Minded in the height of the COVID-19 pandemic, with the understanding that the world of work had changed and the way to build relationships with coworkers would change too. The Milwaukee-based company provides an AI-powered software platform to help connect individuals within organizations, enabling the formation of lasting, meaningful relationships. Please welcome Jeremy Fojut.
Okay, I have no advice, but I'm going to tell a story. So what do you think of when you hear the word entrepreneur? You often think of someone that's daring and risk-taking, and maybe someone that's creative, looking for new opportunities. Mine has always been curiosity and challenging the status quo, if you follow me on Twitter. I don't settle, and I don't think the city should settle, and I don't think entrepreneurs should settle. So my entrepreneurship journey was about 14 years ago. I was not going to settle on Milwaukee not being a world-class city. And so I started a company with my co-founder, Angela Damiani, around creating a new city, or a new Milwaukee was my first company. And just to really tell how that story started, everybody knows where Lakeshore State Park is. We were throwing a couple events, and the park asked us to throw a fundraiser because their fundraiser wasn't making any funds. And we threw this event, and we expected about 200 people on that island, and about 3,000 showed up, and we had one food truck and no bathrooms. So that was like, and then then me and Angela said, this is a success. We should, create a company about this. And then we created a company with no business plan, no revenue, no model. And 14 years later, it's a multi-million-dollar company. And so we then got really curious again and looked at tech talent, and I met my co-founder Amanda at Nuance, and thought about how do we, do tech recruiting better, and that got really curious. And after that, I like how there's a timer up here too. After that, we grew that. Now that's a multi-million-dollar worth company as well, and so now we got to the point where what is one of the biggest problems we have in society, and it's isolation and loneliness. Actually, over 60% of people in the last couple of years have claimed that they're lonely or isolated, and we're losing close friends. And so Ben Juarez and I started looking at patterns of friendship and how we connect people. And so we started getting really curious about algorithms and friends, which is a thing to do. There's plenty of ways to communicate, but there is not a lot of connections. And two stats really kind of stuck out to me. One is, guess how many times a 4-year-old laughs per day on average? 400. What about the average 40-year-old? 4. So we are not happy anymore. We are lonely, and the solution to that is connection and not communication. There's plenty of ways to communicate. You're probably on your phones right now communicating with somebody. That is not connection. Connection is empathy, listening, laughter. So in the workplace, we are building relationships. We are building people that have sat next to each other for 3 years working together that have never really connected. We are making those relationships. We are increasing retention in companies by about 30% for people that have never connected. Because right now, it's kind of like if a tree falls in the woods and no one's around, that kind of cliche. Right now, if I'm remote work and I don't really connect with my coworkers, do I really work there, or I just work at the company? Right? Do I work with people, or I just work with the company? And that is really curious to us. So right now we developed this algorithm, this software platform that is growing. We didn't get any Wisconsin funding, if you're in the room, but we went outside the state. We're going outside the state because connection is not a local problem. It's a global problem, and this I got 52 seconds left. Sorry. This problem is going to be solved by us and our team, and we have a lot of our team in the room here. and it's going to be solved in Milwaukee, and that's why we keep kind of pushing forward. And so my advice, or the advice I would give my 14 years ago self would be to stay curious, to always keep pushing the boundaries, and build not just a diverse team, but a cognitively diverse team. And so that is like one of the most important things is my employees always say to me, Jeremy, you're wrong, all the time. And that's a good thing. And most of the time I think I'm right still, but you keep pushing on. And but I think when you focus on team, because nothing of value is ever built alone, right? Nothing of value is built alone. And our model really right now is, change is inevitable and growth is optional. So we're going to grow and we're going to build a unicorn, right, Ben? Thank you.